don't know.
What does that even mean?
Just I don't know. You ever
When
have
Matt is
those ones
done,
where you
so
just
his
leave and it's just like, yeah, dude, this is way better in my head.
What do you? So like like the experience wasn't good, or you're thinking that like the whole thing isn't good, and it's just like a nostalgia bias or some shit. Is which one? Like what do you mean?
it's pretty
Just
probably
the
ended.
just the
Okay.
experience.
Like the individual experience?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, of course I've had that.
Just outside walking back. Are you sleepy at all? Yeah.
Uh, Maybe a little. But if you didn't say anything, I wouldn't have thought about it. Why?
Oh no, it's just, it's like midnight, right? So I was just wondering. Yeah, dude, I think somebody fucking blew up their barbecue. So bust out. Huh.
Wait, did you say that someone blew up a barbecue and then something about a bus stop?
Yeah, somebody blew up their barbecue next to a bus stop. There's a bunch of fire trucks and police where I'm at right now.
Dude,
It's
what
on
the
Kipling.
the fuck? Where on Kipling?
Well, that's what it looks like. Uh, outside of C store or whatever by the gas station.
Which one? The V Plus?
Yeah, V plus.
You said C store?
Well, that's what the fucking thing like the actual like place you walk into. It has C store above it.
Oh, I haven't never noticed that. Oh, the propane tank.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Though, yeah, fucking idiots don't know how to use those things. I remember one time my
But
dad
it
was.
wasn't. It was across from the. Across the street from that place though. It's not
Oh,
like the actual gas station.
I
It's like
remember one
somebody's
time.
barbecue.
I
Yeah.
remember one time at the where the Canadian Tire used to be, across the street, like down the road, like a 30-second drive. My dad was getting his propane tank filled, and the guy didn't do it properly. He didn't connect them and seal it. So there was like a fucking wall of propane gas leaking.
Shit.
It looked like it was like a 30-foot like radius. That's how fucking big the cloud was. We had to like run away. He was fucking. He was in the middle of it, dude. It was fucking so dumb.
It's pretty
Holy
scary,
crap,
dog.
man. Let me see what Flash is saying right now.
Hmm.
Mm,
Ah,
I'm trying to look on his Twitter and see. Is he still live on Rumble? Let's see if he's still live on Rumble. Yellow flash. No, he's not. I don't know if he goes live on Rumble anymore or not, but he's not. He's not live on Rumble. That's crazy, man. He never was. Okay. Fucking scary times, man. Flash, if you're watching, or anybody on the Flashcast crews watching, DM me and let me know what the hell they said. Daniel Strange says the violence isn't just going to stop with Trump. Eventually, the left will call Vance the next Hitler and worse than Trump and attempt to assassinate him too. Both sides is centrist, cope, or leftist.
Like I know,
yeah, I agree.
like you can't,
you're
like a chick can't control her body or whatever. But it's pretty fucking annoying when I can't even go all the way in.
Yeah.
That fucking annoys me. Dude, like I'm just saying, like it's fucking annoying, man.
Yeah, dude, the thing that I noticed was that happened with only one, and it was one of the ones that like, not even that like I think I liked a bit, like the ones that just I didn't really like at all.
No.
So it's kind of interesting that way. To where the opposite. I don't know. Yeah, I get exactly what you mean.
Like I try to be accommodating, but it's like I'm giving you money, and
yeah,
I would have much rather just fucking jerked off at home. Like it's just like, yeah, sometimes they're just, I don't know, their vibe just kills it. Like going into it, I'm fucking ready to go, but then they just fucking kill the mood, whatever the fuck they do or whatever they say. So you want 5-pound dumbbells now?
yeah. I have 2 and 8s. So if there's something that I need like a low weight for, I don't want to go all the way to 8 because I don't think I can eat. I think that would just be straining. Because it's you know, like the Y back extension kind of things for your low traps. I don't think 8 pounds is a good weight for that. It's more of a high rep kind of thing.
Wait, what's the exercise?
You're laying on your stomach, and you don't have your arms straight out, and you don't have them straight up. You have it in the middle, and then you lift and squeeze your lower upper back, I guess your mid back, but specifically your low traps. Make sure your fucking microscopic serratus muscle is firing at all times. I don't understand how your lower trap and a fucking little puny muscle, the serratus, is supposed to keep your scapula down when your fucking trap and shoulder and your fucking levator is pulling that shit up. Like, just the levator by itself apparently strong enough to fucking overpower those two. Oh, just Just stop doing shrugs and shoulders. Just don't do the. Yeah, dude. These people, that guy probably gets paid $100,000 a year and fucking just use bullshit. It's like I go to the specialist wanting to get an answer of like how I can help myself. Now, to me, that would be something that's proactive instead of stopping something. Like you have to actively do something, not just stop from doing something. But they don't understand.
Oh, fuck,
100%
dude.
right. Thank you, John, for the 50. I appreciate it. 8 o'clock. We got that 20 earlier. Dave Chandler says the sad thing is that these journalists were in the same room with Trump when someone came to kill him, and they'll still hate his guts tomorrow. Yep. Yellow flash stream struck down. Holy crap. What is going on? I'm very, very, very nervous right now streaming on YouTube at the moment. I'm very nervous. John freaking Murdoch says, Jeremy's tinfoil fun hat. Happy Jessica. Thank you. It's very scary right now. Taken down for showing firearms. Is that what it was? Is that what it was? That's why earlier when I was, because of what happened with Jay's channel, as soon as I saw that clip of firearms, I was like, nope, we got to get rid of that one. As soon as I saw that stream, I was like, I got to get rid of that one. Absolutely. The AI is out of control, man. It's out of control. Jeez. If there's any tweets or anything you need me to retweet for you, the yellow flash, just let me know. Kate with the 50, it says Sabaton. Jose M says, whoa, buddy, for 20. The Bella Stella says, Jeremy and Jay, double the awesomeness. My favorite 199ers. Thank you, the Bella Stella. I appreciate it. Flash said it was firearms. Okay. Jeez, man. Honestly, expected this stream to, let's see, hang on. All right, I'm retweeting Flash. Hang on. Okay, retweet yellow flash right here. There. You can find it through my Twitter if you're only following me, but go to Flash. No need to be an asshole to Team YouTube. Just say, please fix this. Please fix this. I was watching the stream when it was taken down. Yada, yada, yada. Please fix this.
What, on the street?
That's all you need to ask them.
Right now?
There's no need to be mean and rude and cussing them out. That's
yeah, just fucking talking like no fucking care in the world. So fucking shut the fuck
really
up.
Smart. Fucking dumbasses.
Oh, fucking retards, man.
Oh, I'm so vulnerable at night. Yeah, right. I don't actually believe that, apparently.
I purposely turn the fucking road just so I don't have to hear her yapping. Fucking retards. It's literally my favorite fucking time to walk.
It's a nice night too, right? Like, it's a little cool, but
yeah, no, it's fine. Jeez.
low humidity, my favorite fucking thing ever.
I remember I was walking one of these nights, and
Here, Eddie
It's
Van
close to
Halen,
like the
isolated.
water park. And as I was walking, two fucking big ass not hyenas, fucking coyotes just
Damn
came
it,
out of nowhere,
hyenas. Dude, I've never, like,
and
I've
I
seen
fucking
coyotes, but
bolted.
not like that. I saw a really young one where I think it was so young that it didn't have, like, the fear factor yet of, like, seeing humans. It's like it stood there and watched us for, like, 3 minutes. We were, like, 50 feet away. And then I saw one, I don't know if it was blind, but it didn't look at the road, but it still waited for no cars to be close, and then it walked. But yeah, I've never seen them like that before.
Yeah.
So you said there were two?
The thing was, yeah, there's two of them, and they were like, kind of like jogging towards me, and I just fucking sprinted the other way.
Did they start running, or they stopped?
Dude, I never looked back. I just fucking ran. Oh, the cat in the street.
What color is it?
Well, it looks black, so that's
Nice.
not good. As I'm talking about coyotes, fucking black cat shows up. So you want to go back to, or well, not back, well, just like in general, you want to go to a club again?
Oh yeah, I'd go. It's not as overtly and visually degenerate as I thought it would be. And now maybe it was because the group that I was seeing is not old, but like I guess the people that listen to them would be slightly more mature. I don't know.
Fucking hell. Oh, dude, there was like another chick I saw like honestly like a couple days ago. She was this Iraqi chick. She was fucking nice, dude. Oh. After I went to her, I felt like fucking sane again for like a good while.
What'd she look like?
Okay, she was really, really like short. Had to be at least, at most, like 5 feet. Like she's really short. What'd she look like? Like in terms of like a look-alike?
Well, like I don't know, maybe if you wanted to compare her to someone, or what her skin color was like, what her face looked like, I guess.
Yeah, I guess she had like slightly brown skin. Hair was really nice. She had a really nice face. I want to say, yeah, like late 20s, early 30s, maybe. And yeah, like she was just good all around. You know, friendly, not like a bitchy attitude or anything. Like, yeah, like I don't know, like when see, like I think I've already talked about this before, but like when like chicks like that, like start complimenting you, like I don't know if it's just part of the service or they're actually paying me a compliment. Because like the way she was talking, I'm just like, so like, do other chicks like fucking see that in me, or like? Because I'm just like, dude, it's fucking completely dead out there for me.
Well, the thing is, right? Apparently, well, yeah, especially with them, if one thinks it, then it's more likely that others will think it. They're just not saying it.
Because yeah, like I think like the day after, like I go into the office and like obviously like I've already established the dynamic there is just I'm not going to talk to anybody. Like if I'm asked something by like one of my team members, then sure, but they already pretty much know like everything they have to do. So yeah, I like the minute I walk in there, I will say nothing to anybody unless I gotta like ask them, hey, can I use the terminal? And yeah, like from that experience, I'm just like, yeah, dude, these people fucking despise me. But yeah, no.
It's a very like, what's the word? Not volatile, but it's like the likelihood that that's gonna happen in the workplace, at least for most dudes, is very low. And when it's low, when you hit the higher percentage of it being like that, I think it's gonna feel more exaggerated because you feel like you're secluded almost.
Yeah, like because you know, like just like what you read online, it's like if a chick is into you, you'll know it. And like, well, I don't know if I'm missing any signs, but I'm just assuming they're not giving me signs because, well, they're not interested. But like, sometimes I do notice, like maybe like once or twice, somebody like a girl will just like glance my way, but then obviously like that's it, that's the end of it. So I don't know if they're just like looking in the direction and then I just like catch their eyes for a moment and then you know that's that. It's pretty frustrating because I honestly I don't know really like where to meet people where it kind of feels natural. Obviously it didn't happen. It fucking works. So. Pretty fucking annoying. Ah, yeah.
So you said the one you recently was the Iraqi one?
No, like tonight was the most recent one, but
Yeah, I know,
a
but
couple nights ago.
most recently.
Yeah.
Recently, yeah.
From live without a net.
I'm like, I don't know if I've been doing this so long that I'm saying this because it's just a novelty thing. But I don't like chicks who are super athletic where they're just firm to the touch like everywhere.
Yeah.
I kind of like a little jiggle, kind of like a little, I don't know if you want to call it fat or whatever.
Like squish. A little bit of squish.
Yeah. Like I like them softer because I don't know. Because dude, like when you're hitting it doggy style and you just see the ripples and the fucking ass, like if you see that like that sway of the body versus a chick who's super fit, like yeah, sure, it'll still look nice, but there's no give to them, you know?
Yeah, like at first I thought not that I wouldn't like it or would dislike it, but I wouldn't love it that whatever the word I used, but I didn't have a problem with it at all.
Okay, so opening attempt.
Like objectively, that chick, that Iraqi chick, I guess she doesn't have like the quote unquote like athletic fit body, but like doing it with her was like way fucking better than a lot of hot chicks I've seen. Have you read any more of the book?
No, I'll probably read some tomorrow. Now that the dog is gone.
Oh. One day where I was walking at night, and I guess the moisture content in the air was really high, so it was like really foggy. Like it was super foggy. And I walked to the TCI track, and dude, it looked insane, dude. Like if you've ever played the Silent Hill games,
No.
It looked like that. And just like every like lamppost, it looked like a piece of art. Crazy. Oh, fuck. What are you streaming right now?
I'm just on Lego right now and listening to some isolated guitar videos.
I can wake up a bit later now. Just realized there's an 8:40 train that'll make it downtown by like 9:05.
What time do you have to be in the office?
They're like, well, like technically, like I start off at 9 o'clock, but like it's not like a hard, what the fuck is the name for it? Deadline, I guess, or I don't know. Like I was told that like on day one by a previous office manager, like, you know, if you're, you know, like 30 minutes or whatever, it's all right. So if I get in around like 9:30, it's very easy for me to catch up on like the few morning tasks. So it'll give me a bit extra time to sleep. That's pretty nice though. I just fucking get like a break in the middle of the week. And then yeah, Thursday I work, but I don't have to work in the office. So.
Would you rather have to
And
work
yeah,
all 5 days at home or 4 days in the office and get a day off?
well, they had me doing basically something like that for like months and months where I'd work. So what I do is I work 4 days a week, right? And, you know, those 4 days, they're split up into 2 days off, 2 days, like 2 days at home, 2 days in the office. But yeah, for whatever reason, for the longest time, they just basically had me on work from home schedule, like every day that I worked. You said, would I rather work 5 days but have 1 day off? Oh, that doesn't make sense.
No. Would you rather
What'd you
work
say?
5 days at home or 4 days in the office with a day off?
Oh yeah, 4 days at home. Easily, yeah, 4 days at home.
No. It's 4 days in the office, 1 day at home.
Oh, okay.
Or like 1 day off.
Well,
Or 5 days at home.
Or you just said 5 days at home?
Yeah, 5 days at home. Or 4 days in the office and 1 day off. So
5
what the
days at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Days at home.
So the working at home outweighs a full day off? If it's if it's opposite ends of the spectrum?
Yeah, I would say so. Because I can do a bunch of other shit while I'm working when I'm at home. Like I'm usually watching YouTube, or I mean, like I could watch YouTube at work, but I don't have to commute. I don't have to fucking dress up. I don't have to commute. Dude,
Yeah.
I've fucking jerked off while working.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, I've jerked off while working.
Damn, dude. Fucking, what is it called? Wolf of Wall Street, dog.
It's not fucking almost 30-year-old. His parents' house, just jerking off. If you can do what he did, would you do it?
And make as much money. Like, how much money would I make?
Much as he did.
I don't really remember how much exactly, but if it's 100 mil, probably.
Well, he could afford a yacht. So, I'd say it's a lot. But he ended up going to jail, though, right? So, would you?
Well, assuming I don't go to jail, because that's the qualifier of course, and that's a thing. Then no.
But he also basically got to go to like the nicest jail ever.
Yeah,
Basically
but also
played like tennis every day.
that the jail part doesn't matter if my assets are going to be taken. Like if I got to stay in.
But he also made the book, and he got money from that.
Yeah, I think he's still technically in debt though.
Yeah. He had a lot of fucking money, dude. Holy shit. I wonder what his wife in real life looked like. If she looked anything like Margot Robbie, I'd be like, yo, dude, W. Oh, fuck. Fucking lucky son of a bitch, dude. Oh, fuck. Do any of your family know you've seen escorts?
No. Absolutely not. What about you? I assume no.
No.
sure. Come on, man. Push, drive.
Oh. Oh. Yes. Oh. I should limit myself to like every 2 weeks. Try to see that same chick.
Yeah, like a smart way to do it is tell yourself there's only one that you're going to allow, and if that one doesn't, if that one's no longer allowed, then no.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It won't be easy, at least at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, no, I'm done with that one. Like you're gonna want to still do it, but
Vibrant clarity. High energy.
It was to get stopped.
Please join me in welcoming Owen Schroyer.
Happily married man. I work as a bartender, and if I win this cash, I'm gonna take my wife to Vegas, and we're gonna celebrate our 1-year anniversary, and we're gonna renew our vows.
How sweet. Have some fun and put your heart into it. I like that. Good luck to you, man. Serafina, what's your story?
I am a tutor in high school physics and algebra, and I'm also a fitness instructor. And if I was a wedding, I'm going to send my sister and her husband.
For tonight's format, we will have 5-minute openings followed by 5-minute rebuttals, a crossfire section of 40 minutes followed by audience Q&A for 30 minutes, and then 3-minute closings. With that, I have the timer set for you. The affirmative going first. Andrew, the floor is all
You
yours.
still taking that medication that like helps you sleep or
All
whatever?
of you for being here.
well, the thing about that is, that one and the other one I was taking, the muscle relaxer, they worked in tandem to make me tired, and I'm at half the dose of so I took 2 pills at that time when I was watching TNG, and now I'm taking half of the dose of one of those pills. So it feels like it's doing nothing, but that could be mainly because I've slightly gotten stronger. But I don't know for sure.
You're dealing with the pain better though, you would say, from before.
Yeah, for sure. Now, if I lay down on the ground or get on the ground, it's still not, I wouldn't say as hard, but it's still hard. Like it still feels like my bone is being fucking scraped by a chisel or something. That's a good way to describe it. But it's fine.
It's good though. I mean, at least it's better.
I'll say he's right. I think he's right.
Oh shit, I was gonna get Papa John's tonight, and I was like excited, but it fucking closed down, the one near the flea market. It's like, that's fucked up. I called 3 other ones and none of them would fucking deliver to my house.
So what, you didn't get like pizza?
No. I just had Pizza Hut on Friday. Like, I wanted it, but when I plan for something specific, I usually just chalk it if I can't.
Oh.
Like, if I want a burger from Burger King, and for whatever reason I can't get one, it's not like I'm gonna go to Wendy's or another burger place. Unless I'm going with my family, but that's different.
And before we do anything else, we got the legend Owen Schroyer. Can we give him a good round of applause?
So, how close are you to finishing this?
That said, you're still going to get stomped. So, first and foremost, let me clear up any...
Well,
I guess you haven't done much since you got the dog, right? So
no, like, literally when I had the dog, I didn't get on my computer. I think I got on it once just to check something, but that was less than 5 minutes. I didn't even lay down in the seat. I just stood and did it. That's how short it was. Like, it'd be different if my house was like her old condo where there's nothing for him to get into. But, like, my mom has the fucking garbage at, like, 10 inches off the ground so he can get into it. It's a bunch of shit all over the floor that I don't know what it is. He could be eating something in, like, 10 different rooms. And I don't know, like, when he's here, I just don't really think, I don't even think of getting on the computer.
misrepresentation when it comes to my views. I am anti-Zionist and anti-Christian Zionist especially. I have done many debates on the topic, and I've won them all. I'm also very anti-Islam and consider the ideology just as poisonous as the ideology of Zionism, especially Christian Zionism. I am not a war supporter in Iran, and I never have been. I say this at the beginning of the debate, so when bad faith trolls who are on foreign accounts try to influence American politics in the comments, claiming that I'm in some way a Zionist, pro-Israel, pro-Islam shill, you can shatter the lies by simply showing them the beginning of this debate, which they won't even watch. You and I can laugh at their stupidity together. That said, I also don't believe Jews or Arabs are ontologically evil just because they are Jewish or Arabic. I represent a worldview, and I believe there are stupid and evil ideologies in this world, and those are the things I debate against and resist on a political level. Today we debate if Trump has been successful as a president. Usually I would clear this up semantically and quickly with Owen, but we seem to have the same general notion about what success means and doesn't mean, so we will just get right to the heart of the debate. I'd like to begin by pointing out that Trump stopping two different left-wing women from becoming president and being the first president who's a woman should immediately default him to the position of a successful president. As just that alone saved the nation from years of torment and suffering from the most insufferable local fried women the world has ever seen. That alone, I feel like, wins me the debate, but there's so much more. Starting on the pro-Christian side, office of faith, though I don't like who's in it, like there's an office for it. Affirm via executive order there are two genders and revoke the idea of gender being different from sex. He signed an executive order stopping trans-surgical chemical alterations of children. He made Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas federal holidays, affirming Christian beliefs as the ones we celebrate. He signed an executive order to eradicate anti-Christian bias in the government. He expanded school choice via executive order so we could remove our children from indoctrination center of atheists. He signed an executive order expanding Christian participation in adoption. He reinstated the Mexico City policy blocking U.S. tax dollars from promoting abortions in other nations. He enforced the Hyde Amendment to stop federal funding of abortions. He strengthened its conscientious protection for doctors and nurses who are against abortion. He supported religious charter schools. He directed the State Department to prioritize against Christian persecution abroad, just to name some of his policy directives. And that's just the Christian side. Domestically, his most major victory is something incredible. Net migration negative, more immigrants leaving than coming. Both legal and illegal, which was his primary function in office from the standpoint of voters, and this is one of the few Western nations where that is the case currently with limited exceptions. The Cato Institute, very pro-immigration, had to admit themselves that Trump has limited legal immigration even more than illegal immigration, negating the base fear from his own base that he would stop illegal immigration, ramp up legal immigration. He hasn't. Over 130,000 less per month just on the legal side. Real wage growth is up 1.3% under Trump. It was negative under Biden. The federal workforce down 10%, which is excellent. Crime is down across the nation. Even Owen agrees with that. The Overton window has shifted right on most national conversations, including LGBTQ and transgender ideology. This isn't even getting into the historic court cases like Roe v. Wade and Chevron.
So did you delete Battlefield, dog?
No, I don't think I did.
That is so sad. She does her own laundry?
I deleted it.
You did?
Yeah. That game's a piece of shit, dude.
Then I'll delete it, because doing fucking somersaults in an F-22 is fun, but playing with you is way more fun, like long term. So I'll just delete it.
I'll reinstall it if I get bored again. I'll see what changed in the game. But
Oh yeah, I feel like they'd
I'm
have
done
to.
with it.
I feel like they'd have to bring back some old maps, and not just like one, but like 4 or 5.
You know, Brock, I think it just might be us, dude.
The game is dead, dude. Every fucking lobby has to have bots in it, so it's definitely not us. Like, objectively.
Okay, well, what I mean is, I think it's just our generation.
What do you mean?
We've grown up, dude. We're trying to change.
Dude, if fucking Black Ops 2, if Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 came out today, like remastered without being bastardized, we, like, people of our generation would fucking go and play it like we did before.
Do I say that again?
Like, if they brought back Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2, people would be on that shit from our age group. Like, we would keep that shit alive.
Yeah, maybe.
States. These are just some of Trump's accomplishments among many. I just can't list them all due to time. The idea of Owen Schroyer and many other anti-Trump right-wingers is accelerationism. The glaring logical hole, of course, in that is all that happens is Democrats get power, make life worse for everybody, and then they just run back to Republicans to fix everything the Democrats did, and the entire time is spent by Republicans cleaning up the mess that Democrats and leftists left for us. It doesn't work and can't work in a two-party system. Ensuring Democrat control by denouncing Trump and Republicans just assures a packed Supreme Court, outrageous censorship, mass migration, expansion of gay agenda, feminism, and the movement of an anti-Christian and anti-Christ-driven world. You guys seem to forget we had Biden, and it's awful. And rather than continue his policies, people elected Trump en masse because life under Democrats is fucking awful. Now, you aren't going to get everything you want out of any administration. Trump is way too pro-feminist, pro-gay, and pro-Zionist for my personal liking, but we all knew that going in. He was still vastly superior to the alternative to Democrats and their cohorts, especially Harris, who wanted to roll back tax breaks and tax as an offset instead of tariffs, which is Democrat policy as usual. We knew Trump was pro-Israel. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem, tore up the
They made like a remake of the Assassin's Creed
Black Flag.
pirate game. No.
I hear it's actually not too bad.
You need to release your frustration. You are stressed about a new life choice. You better
Yeah.
I remember my first gaming PC. I got that game for free. It came with it. But the code didn't work, so I actually never got to play it. Or like something happened with it and I couldn't play it. So it was fucking amazing.
Like nothing works on PC, I guess.
were not cooked in France. Rather, they were cooked where? In Italy? In Portugal?
In Denmark.
In Spain? In Belgium?
In Greece.
We knew this was part of what we were getting when we elected him, including Owen Schroyer, who, by the way, was put in solitary confinement by Democrats and held, in my opinion, as a political prisoner. That's what's in store for us under Democrats. I will cede no ground to Democrats under any circumstances, as there's no alternative. There's nothing. You cannot give Democrats power, period. And with that, I'll cede the rest of my time, but just note that progressive ideology is always waiting to strike, and going against Trump is not going to help against that fight.
Thank you very much for that opening. We'll kick it over to Owen for his opening as well.
Well, the premise of this debate is, has President Trump been successful or not? The premise is not, are the Democrats a bad political party? I think that we all agree with that. So that is not the premise of the debate. And I feel that the very fact that we are having this debate shows that there is at least room for consideration that the Trump administration has not been successful. And while you do list off things that Trump has been successful on, and I will give credit to this administration on securing the border and lowering crime rates, quickly on those issues though, these are not things that we should have to beg for. These are not things that we should have to consider a success. These should be things that are considered a standard. So really that's more of a story of how corrupt our country has become, which gets to what this administration was supposed to be all about. It was supposed to be addressing the corruption head on in that collision and destroying it in the process. And I think it's fair to say that at least to this point, it's not happening. But here's some of the other issues that I think are going to be more important when it comes to, is Trump going to be successful? The economy. The vast majority of Americans still believe the economy is heading in the wrong direction. We have more Americans that are living paycheck to paycheck today than any other time in recent history. And as everybody is well aware, our national debt continues to go to record highs, but it's not just the country that's in debt. The average citizen is in debt. It's so bad now that people are having to take out payment plans for pizza delivery. Now, you might not want to blame all of that on President Trump, and perhaps that's fair, but yet this is the economy ongoing under President Trump. And it doesn't help when anytime there's another war on the other side of the planet, we have billions of dollars to spend on that, while
Yeah,
the
I'm home.
American continues to struggle. So the economy, I don't think you can claim has been a
Dog,
success.
there was a
Tied into that is
fucking
Doge.
wall
The Doge cuts.
stopping
Elon
you,
Musk believes
dog.
we could get $1 trillion in Doge cuts annually. We got a couple 10 million, and they stopped that. There's not going to be any Doge stimulus checks, whether you wanted that or not.
The wall
so
stopping
Doge
me.
getting cut out
Yeah,
cold,
no.
I think, was a major failure. Barack Obama has deported more
Fuck are you
Americans than
talking
Donald Trump.
about?
Now, we might get into the details of that today. I will spare those details for the opening. I'm sure that this will come back up, but yet that fact remains. What about the deep state? President Trump himself has posted about treasonous politicians more times than we can count. So if there's politicians that are treasonous and you are the president, then I have to ask, where are the arrests? That's kind of the biggest crime you can commit in this country, and yet nobody has been arrested. Don't even get me started on the Epstein clients, which are apparently a hoax one day, and then the next day Melania Trump is addressing the nation on how the
I
victims
wonder,
of the hoax.
for the Elden Ring movie, I wonder how they're gonna
So I'm not sure where we want
handle
to go with that. But either
characters
way,
like
deep state arrest, where are all the Epstein pedophiles?
Radon
We're not getting those
and
things.
Godfrey.
People anticipated.
Like, are they gonna make
you know,
them like
success there
9,
either.
10 feet
And by the
tall,
way,
or are they just
as
gonna
you mentioned Trump's victory over
just get like a
the liberal
fucking
women, which I think we'll all
a
agree
tall
was a major
person to
victory,
play them?
he was not the president when that happened. He's
Are they
never
gonna
won
do
an
them
election.
CG, or are they gonna fucking? Because that's just gonna be weird if it's just some like a regular dude playing Godfrey. It's just like, no, come
No,
on now.
I think they'll do it in a way that will be unique, because usually you don't have movies based off of like a boss fight with one small guy and a big guy. So I think that they'll be able to. I think if they do that to where it's scaled properly and it looks and they do it well, I think it will be really good for that genre.
Getting those. These are things that people anticipated, and yet there's no success there either. And by the way, as you mentioned, Trump's victory over the liberal women, which I think we'll all agree was a major victory, he was not the president when that happened. He's never won an election as president. Just thought I'd point that out. As far as the office of faith is concerned, it seems to be going about the same way of the Board of Peace. Nothing but vanity, no real results. You talk about the anti-Christian bias that they're fighting, yet look at who Trump is working with now. He's making sure that Karine Jean-Bowler kicked off the Religious Liberties Commission for her political takes. Yet Laura Loomer, who is a vehement anti-Muslim, anti-Catholic psychotic, somehow has the ear of President Trump. So I'm not sure if that's really working for the anti-Christian. You know, wage growth, that's going to be an interesting one. I'm sure we're going to get more into that. But I think it goes back to the general economic picture that whether it's Trump or anybody else, Americans are still struggling. And I think if we be honest here, if we're going to be honest, a lot of this economy is actually Trump's fault. And I know he likes to blame it on Biden. But if you go back and look at it, it was the COVID economy that caused the permanent damage. It was the COVID economy that resulted in 10 to 15 to 20% inflation. Those are Trump's policies. Now, Biden was obviously a disaster. I'm not here to promote anything Biden did, but that was the Trump economy. The COVID economy is the Trump economy. Now, as far as accelerationism is concerned, I don't believe I have ever publicly supported that. I do understand the concept. I understand why people like it. I'm not here because I want Democrats to win, and I think this is a very important statement for me to make because much like in your opening statement, you wanted to clarify some things that people get wrong about you, I want to clarify this. I do not want Democrats to win. As has already been documented in this debate, Democrats have put me in prison. In fact, I was put in jail 4 times for supporting President Trump, including the last one when I was put in solitary confinement. So believe me, I know how dangerous the Democrats are. The problem is, it's not up to me. This is Trump. If Trump cannot get the Republicans over the finish line in the midterms, that has nothing to do with podcasters, it has nothing to do with accelerationists, and it has everything to do with President Trump and the GOP. And ultimately, that's going to be the major measuring stick as to whether or not he's successful.
Let's go through a bunch of this stuff. Let's start with the economy. He seems to be pretty upset about the economy and says that it's all Trump's fault. In some ways, he's correct, and in many ways, he's not correct. So progressives warned us of this, right? Progressives said, if you cut all this immigration, GDP goes down. Why? Because they have to plus cheap labor, right? You have cheap labor that comes in that artificially keeps wages compressed for corporations, shipping in, selling things, goods cheaper. Pretty simple, right? What does Trump do? Stops all this mass migration. Prices go up. I'm stunned. We were forewarned of this for years. by the opposite side. So what's hilarious about this is that, yeah, it is in fact going to be the case that if American companies have to start paying fair wages to American citizens, prices are going to go up. But you can't have a cake and eat it too. You can't say, I want there to be no mass migration to the United States at all, and I want all my goods and services cheap. It's not going to work that way. How can it? Can you explain to the audience what the Owen Schroyer policy would be to offset that? You can't. You have one. You're going to have to eat shit on it. One way or the other, he's going to die. The other problem is, he says there's a war on the other side of the planet. That's true. There is. It's been going on for about 7 weeks. That's about it. 7 weeks. That's our big, hang on, it's my rebuttal time. I won't interrupt yours, I promise. 7 weeks, not quite the forever war that we were promised from the other side. And it seems to be ramping down. Not only that, when it comes to that war, what we find is that most of the exports of oil are going from China. They're going to China. How does it not behoove the United States to do something about that? Providing that too. Now, I'm not a big supporter. Especially not in Iran. I'm just pointing out something obvious. He also says Elon Musk did Doge cuts. Were Democrats going to do Doge cuts? No. Don't make that promise, and that's exactly what they tried to do. He's been hamstrung at every level. This guy has 3 times the any of the president does in the last 2 years. It's ridiculous. Democrats hamstrung at every point. So, as we go through this, let's talk about Epstein. That's another big thing. With Epstein, you have to separate mythology, the actual mythology of Epstein, from the facts of Epstein. To hear the other side tell it, there is a global pedophilic satanic organization which runs the United States. The evidence they have for that? Fucking no. They have no evidence whatsoever. You won't be able to provide us with any evidence for that? Not a single shred. Not only that, I'll tell you something really interesting. I do know of a satanic type religion of pedophiles, and right this second, Trump's blowing them up. Right this second, as we speak, he blew up their leadership. The Ayatollah Khomeini instituted marriage, child marriage, as young as 9 years old. Inside and we're healing the global wellness. Want to talk about pedophiles? Let's talk about pedophiles. Where are they at? I can tell you who we're blowing up right now who are pedophiles. That would be Trump blowing up pedophiles. That's what he's doing. So it's really funny to me, the Epstein people, hey, wait a second, totally anti-pedophile, this is ridiculous, pedophiles at the top level, they have no evidence for that, and yet if we just look not too far away, we see that there's an entire nation of pedophiles. I'm doing trade with them, right? Owen Schroyer recently said, I don't care, why, or he said, in his debate with Chavez, why is it that Iran is not allowed to have a nuclear? Are you advocating that a whole country full of pedophiles is allowed to have a nuclear bomb? Why should we allow that? It's ridiculous. Moving through some of these other problems, he says the problem is Republican podcasting means nothing. When you're talking about Trump, especially, podcast meant nothing. In fact, Kamala Harris said it herself. Joe Rogan and the fact that Trump went on Joe Rogan really helped push him over the top. Harris regretted the fact she didn't do podcast syndicated radio shows, she didn't do podcast circuit, she didn't do anything. She regretted it, she said that she regretted it. She even blamed Myron Gaines, a podcaster, for parts of her loss. She blamed him. Him, the manosphere. So as we go through this, I'm kind of happy. I'd like to get back and forth as quick as we can so that we can see if any of these criticisms actually put muscle. He says he's not addressing corruption. Yeah, he's not addressing corruption at all. It's like, wait a second. What do you mean? He's going after the SPLC right this second. As we speak, super corrupt organization, which was working with the deep state, by the way.
What?
As far as when this war started, obviously there's tension in the geopolitical debate realm, but at least for this administration, it started last June with Operation Midnight Hammer. And since then, we haven't gotten a lick of honesty, because we were supposed to have annihilated or obliterated, was the official word from the president, their nuclear capabilities. And then they came back a few months later and said Iran was weeks away, days away from the nuke. And so now we're over there again. And I think to most people, they perceive this war, I think, accurately as just another regime change war. Now, you may not care for Iran's leadership. You're not going to get any pushback from me on any of that. And yet the facts remain. This was a regime change war. They lied to us about it from the very beginning. There is a major contingency of Trump's voting base.
Where did you get
voted
that,
for no
that thumbnail?
part of the campaign promise. In fact, Trump himself, for decades, has been talking about how we've wasted blood and treasure in the Middle East.
Where?
Wasted it, his own words. He ran
Probably
against Bush's wars
Pinterest,
in
maybe,
his
but I
first
don't know. I've had
campaign
it for a
in
while.
2015 and 2016. And he even said specifically, no more regime change wars. So that's just a total reversal of policy on that, and this has people wondering who's making these decisions. I don't need to get into that now, but we're not even getting consistency on the messaging in the last couple of weeks. The strait is closed. It's not closed. We've won the war. The war is not over. We need to go in. Nobody really knows. And by the way, I think Trump does that strategically, but nonetheless, the truth is that we don't get any honesty from this administration. It just doesn't add up. And as far as the strategy with China and Russia, I'd like to think that this is all going to work out in our favor. I'd like to think that that's the play that Trump is making. However, it doesn't appear to be going in our favor. I think that most of the world is looking at the foreign policy of this
Since I'm only a
administration,
consultant, I
and
wouldn't
they're
really
seeing
know
it
too
as
much about
very,
that.
very favorable to Israel, which is essentially a pariah of the entire international community. And so instead of perhaps these countries maybe driving away from Russia and China, I think they're driving to China and Russia and away from the United States because of Trump's aggression again in the Middle East, as the world views it on behalf of Israel. As far as the Dems, hamstringing Trump, I think that happened a lot in the first administration. I'm not really seeing as much of it in this administration. But this gets back to the deep state. I thought we were talking about criminals. I thought we were talking about the Obama administration committing treason. We were talking about them illegally spying. And yet now President Trump says, I'm okay to give up my liberties for safety. I'm okay with them illegally spying on you. That doesn't really sit well with me. And I think the Dems are going to look at that very favorably when we get to the midterms. Israel does have a nuke. It is it's a violation of the nuclear proliferation agreement. They're not supposed to have one. Everybody knows they have it. In fact, technically they shouldn't even be our ally because they have a nuclear weapon, but somehow they're above all of these rules. Now, again, I'm not here to take any ground in defense of Iran, but I will point out the fact that Israel is famous for repatriating pedophiles. That is a fact. Everybody knows it. American pedophiles are able to flee to Israel and get safe harbor there. We have many instances of this. Now, the Epstein files, I don't know how deep we want to go into this. This one is a little confusing to me. You say, show me evidence that there is a pedophile ring. Well, I would slap down on the table, not even 50% of the Epstein files. We don't even know how many we've gotten, but it's 50% max. There's not a single Iranian in the files. Not a single one. Now, there is a certain group of people that are in there, but we don't need to get into that. But they all are rich, and they're not in prison, and that's where they should be. So I don't really want to have to think about Iran's cultural issues. These are Americans and people that are using them for blackmail to get leverage over our country. That's how most people perceive these Epstein files, of which we don't even have the entire files. But in them, we see references, what appear to be
I just hear
people,
the thing in the background.
Taking women, young women, babies as sex slaves. Who knows what else is going on in these files? There's very obvious code language. I know this. If I was able to get one of my kids' cell phones, and I'm reading through this cell phone, and they keep talking about pizza and grape soda and jerky, I'm going to pull one of them aside and I'm going to say, hey, what are you talking about? And if they say, oh, I'm just a pizza connoisseur, me and my friends just make beef jerky and eat grape soda, I'm going to say, bullshit. Tell me what the hell you're talking about. If I see you saying, I'm going to get pot from my friend, I know you're not talking about a potted plant. I know you're talking about drugs. So it's obvious the same thing is going on in these emails. Where is the investigation? If your kid brought that to you, you would not believe them for 1 second. You'd say this is clearly code language and I'm going to investigate what it is. I think we should continue to investigate these Epstein files instead of continuing to cover them up, because I do think there is a veil there, as most other Americans do, and that's something that Trump campaigned on and many of his administration talked about.
It's fucking impossible. Oh shit.
This is 40 minutes, so this is fully up to you guys. If it ges too rocky, I'm going to jump in and put it into 90-second responses. So, the floor is yours, gentlemen. Go for dialogue.
So I wanted to start, if we could. You and I both agree. You know that what the numbers are, roughly?
The last story I read was a CBS story. It was a couple dozen, I think.
I think the total that I could find, being as much as charitable to your views I could, is about 100. That's a lot. It's a significant amount. But it's nothing in comparison to the Catholic Church. Nothing. Which is somewhere around 100,000 children, perhaps, or more. When we talk about this idea of pedophilia here in the United States, this is my big issue with this, is that there's always a red herring, right? The red herring is, well, Israel repatriates pedophiles. Like, yeah, that's true. So does the United States in a way, though. We have passport bros who go, they go to Malaysia, they have sex with underage kids, and then they come back here. The same exact principle applies. The only difference is there's no official right of return. There doesn't need to be. They're already U.S. citizens. But when we're talking about this, we know where the groups of pedophiles are. We've known this for years. The Catholic Church, for instance, again, part of one of the largest pedophilic scandals in the world. Which church do you belong to again? Is it Catholic?
I have no qualms with what you're saying about the Catholic Church, whether I identify as one or not. So go ahead. I will sit here all day as a confirmed Catholic and ridicule their pedophilia.
Yeah, I'm just saying that when you use the red herring of the Israeli repatriation...
How is it a red herring if it's true?
Because, the red herring happens when
Didn't you admit it's hundreds?
When you say, hey, wait a second. Yeah, hundreds.
So it's a real thing, so it's not a red herring.
No, the red herring portion of it, the obfuscate away from the argument on the Epstein files, as though there's a global cabal of pedophiles. I point out in Iran, there's an open cabal of pedophiles. You say, well, Israel harbors pedophiles too. It's like, no, they don't have official policy for pedophilia, dude. They
Hold
don't.
on a second. You just admitted you're talking about people that have been actually charged with crimes of pedophilia that Israel knowingly takes in. So they are very well aware.
Not in every instance.
So they are very well aware.
Sometimes it's suspected. One of the big key ones was an Australian case. That was one of the big key ones. But it's not always the case that they're charged with anything. Lots of them are just suspected of it.
There was just an IDF security official, Alexandrovich, who just got charged, caught in a bust, and he fled over there. He's gone.
Of course. But you're going to find...
give me a comparable story this year to the Catholic Church.
You can find the same thing.
Show me the Catholic Church. Show me the Catholic Church finding a pedophile and saying, come to the Catholic Church.
They moved them to other churches. What are you talking about? To allow them to continue to offend hundreds of thousands of cases.
So show me one name.
I'm supposed to remember every name of every
bishop? I just gave you one name in the last year. Tom Alexandrovich, IDF security official,
that the Catholic Church doesn't move around pedophiles?
No, I just said they do. I can talk about the Catholic Church all day long.
Then why are you
But we're talking about the Trump administration dealing with the Epstein files. That's what we're talking about.
So as we're diving into the Epstein files, give me your biggest piece of proof that Donald Trump in any way knew about any pedophilia, and name actual names of people who you're willing to say are pedophiles in that administration. Go ahead.
Okay, I never made either one of those claims.
Exactly.
But I will respond to your question. Howard Lutnick lied when he said he hadn't been to the island since he found out. He got caught lying. He took his family there. This was after Epstein had already been a convicted pedophile. Now, if Donald Trump wants to claim he has plausible deniability as far as Epstein's activities are concerned, I suppose that's fair enough.
Are you even claiming that guy's a pedophile?
Well, you know what? If you want to talk about the things Trump has said about his daughter,
answer the question before
we can talk about it. We can talk about Donald Trump. Hold on a second.
Are you going to call that guy a pedophile?
Have I called Trump a pedophile once?
Well, this is why I'm getting clarification.
The answer is no.
The reason I'm getting clarification is because on the Epstein files, people refuse to separate mythology from fact. And there's a lot of mythology here. And this mythology that you guys continuously talk about, that Trump is in some way associated with this global cabal of satanic pedophiles, but you never name names, you never give evidence, your only evidence is they don't give us evidence. Why would you trust the evidence that these people give you anyway? Why would you even trust that anyway? You don't trust them, the evidence that they've given you so far. So why is it always the demand is like, I want endless evidence of a thing that we always make claims about, but can never demonstrate? Why?
So Trump is obviously maybe mentioned more than anyone else in the files. If you want to claim that he has nothing to show illegal in the files, that's fine. Howard Lutnick, however, lied when he said he hadn't been there. He is still in the Trump administration. He was just running point for their meeting at the Oval Office just last week. And he's in the files taking his kids to Epstein Island. So would you take your kids to Epstein Island?
Well, okay, so are you saying at the time there was media scrutiny that this was a pedophilic island?
Yes, 100%. 100%. Epstein had already been charged. He'd already been in jail.
Are you saying this guy took his kids to the island to get them raped?
I don't know what he took his kids to the island for.
He
denied it. He
by
denied it.
By the way,
he denied
this again,
he lied.
Absence of evidence means that that's evidence. That's not evidence.
No,
you guys
Did
never
Howard
will
Lutnick,
actually
hold on.
name.
Did Howard Lutnick go to the island?
I'm not sure.
He admitted it. He's in the files.
Yeah,
he took his kids.
I'm not sure on that particular. But it's irrelevant, the particular, because even if I grant the particular, you won't actually call the guy a pedophile because you don't have evidence. You never have evidence, just claims. Claim, 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 claim. No evidence for it. Now, I'm willing to cede a bunch of points to you. If you can show me some evidence of it, happy to do it.
So you're
Trump was, hang on, I'm almost done.
Are you
Trump was actually right. He claimed that the Democrats were going to use the talking point that, Trump's a pedophile, Trump's covering for pedophiles, the whole 9 yards. He says, yeah, that's a hoax. Whole thing's a damn hoax. And it is. The whole damn thing is a hoax. They've been calling this guy a pedophile. You just said he's named in the, how many times is he named in the Epstein files? That's a Democrat talking point. But what's he named in the Epstein files for actually doing? What?
Well, there are FBI investigations that have some pretty serious claims. They never
not credible.
Anything.
They
That's
literally
fine.
say
That's
not credible.
So we're not here to have a debate over the Epstein files. But I do find it odd. No, you are the one that brought it up. But I do find it odd that you're going to pretend like Howard Lutnick didn't lie about going to the island after Epstein was convicted and took his kids.
The point.
Are you going to tell me? Hold on a second.
It doesn't help your
point.
Are you
going to tell me? Are you going to tell me that Donald Trump was not friends with Jeffrey Epstein?
He was initially friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
So
he also banned him from his properties.
That's fine, and he might have helped bring him in.
Hang on,
too.
he banned him from his properties, and he was also front and center at pointing out to people that Epstein was a creep. That's one. And two, everything that's mentioned in the files, Michael Tracy has done great work on this. He's gone through them ad nauseum.
So
the things which are put in there about Trump are ridiculous on their face. And claims from various people about Trump are noted inside of these files most of the time as being not credible at all.
Here's what's credible. Alex Acosta is the one that cut Jeffrey Epstein his sweetheart deal. It was so bad.
Ad nauseum. Thing that's mentioned in the files, Michael Tracy has done great work on this. He's gone through them ad nauseum.
So
the things which are put in there about Trump are ridiculous on their face. And the claims from various people about Trump are noted inside of these files most of the time as being not credible at all.
Here's what's credible. Alex Acosta is the one that cut Jeffrey Epstein his sweetheart deal. It was so bad of a deal that they had to re-examine it and re-arrest Jeffrey Epstein and put him back in jail in New York City.
Which administration did that happen under?
Where he was ultimately killed.
Yeah, which administration did that happen under?
The Trump administration.
That's right. He got
which is actually starting to look a little more
suspicious.
It's actually starting to look a little more suspicious now. Yeah.
How is that more suspicious? So
he died in jail.
What administration?
How did he die in jail?
What administration did Acosta?
Trump's.
Was he in when he cut the deal?
He wasn't in office. Trump wasn't in office.
Yeah.
Acosta was an attorney.
Whose administration was that under?
Obama.
So Obama, we have Acosta, goes ahead and gives him the sweetheart deal, right, under Obama. Under the Trump administration, they re-arrest Jeffrey Epstein. Isn't that amazing? The guy protecting the pedophiles.
So the person that Trump brought into his administration is the one that cut Jeffrey Epstein a sweetheart deal that no